You guys got to get the hugs.
Oh my God! Thank you. This is awesome.
Get your free hugs here. Get your free hugs here.
Thank you so much.
Get on that. Get on that.
You're right, I'm sorry.
Of course, I forget to charge the first battery on camera. Yeah. Well, I got 2 other batteries on me. I don't know what to say. The real life hug squad. The real life hug squad.
Forget the virtual hugs. These are real hugs.
Yeah, these are real hugs.
Welcome. So.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
So we just wanted to welcome you guys for everything you've done, and thank you so much. So we figured you guys have been giving away virtual hugs, and we owe you a ton of actual hugs. So it's not nearly as many as you've given, but it's something. So
thanks for all the work you guys are doing, saving kids, and yeah, we're just making it possible so you guys can do your job. So thank you guys for doing what you guys are doing.
For those of you who don't know, we have Athene, we have Reese, and then we have Jungle Jim back here. Who was brave enough to drive down from Lowell, Mass. yesterday through the snow, got to Athene, and then brought them up here today. So, committed team, and yeah, so they're going to be with us all day today. Welcome them, and just help us say thank you and help them learn more about what we do. So we have a fun day planned. So thanks.
All right. 30K. And so on stream that day, he said, you know what? If someone donates 4K, I'll dye my hair blonde. And someone did, and he made good on his promise. That's an $8,000 haircut right there. Saving a lot of kids. So, Dave, if you could facilitate some questions, that'd be epic.
So yeah, please raise your hand if you have any questions. Definitely want to get as much to Athene as possible. But if you want to take like 30 seconds, a minute, just talk about what got you, linked up with us, and why do you continue,
Enthusiasm. This is amazing. I really feel very privileged being here. And I really want to thank you guys for doing the hard work on the field. We're raising money day in, day out, and the money goes to very effective programs, and we've done a lot of research. And the reason why we are doing this for Save the Children is because you guys are one of the most effective charities in the world. And I really want to thank you guys for doing that, for being so effective and being like saving children's lives around the world. And the thing is that I know whenever I speak or whenever I come like to here, or not just here but also on television or whatever, people always tend to thank me for what I'm doing. And I really think that it is very important to be aware that like what I'm doing is merely being a voice and trying to raise awareness, and it's the gaming community that is actually coming together and raising those funds. Like those $9.3 million is a collaboration with the gaming industry, like all the gamers, you guys here. It's actually a group effort, and it really makes me smile every day to be able to do this and to not have to worry about bills to be paid, because I can make a living from my YouTube channel. And I really want to say whenever I come here, like that you guys are my inspiration for doing what I'm doing, and it's really what makes me happy.
Second, and take us through the mechanics of gaming for good, because there's tons of different components. Obviously not everything's up there, but just a few of the different ways you're generating from.
So basically the bar that you see there is with the matching, and I think we have raised around 1.2 million effective funds, and with a matcher it's 9.3 million. The donation goes straight to Save the Children. So we're not even a middleman. It's not it goes to us and then to Save the Children. It goes straight to Save the Children, and we merely track the transactions. That way, people can get a tax receipt for their donations, and that way we can also not be blamed for taking a cut whatsoever. So we're completely independent, and we're not making a single cent of all this fundraising. We stream most of the time, and we also provide certain games that are provided by devs, and all those games have been donated by developers. We have a total of almost $1 million worth of games on Gaming for Good donated by devs because of the work we're doing, but also because of Save the Children being a very reputable charity. So you can see, like, once you donate, you will get an amount of points if you choose to. And you will just be able to just spend those points for games at the same value. So it's a one-to-one. So basically, when a game is $20, we multiply it by 3,000, and that's the amount of points that you will get for the same amount of donation. So basically, you're literally donating, but you're actually getting games on top of that for the same value as your donation, which is actually pretty crazy if you think about it, because you're saving children's lives, and on top of that, you're getting actually something in return. I have to say though that, like, most of the donations come from our fundraising efforts, from like really creating a connection with our viewers, playing the games they like, talking, raising awareness around what you guys do on the field, going on the field, and that is why we actually managed to raise that much. Because at the end of the day, and I really believe that's the case for everyone, I think like that we are ultimately good people. I mean, we want to help each other out. We want the best for the people around us. And yeah, that is why we have managed to be able to raise so much, because people just want to give. And so yeah, that's why that's a bit more about the website, I guess.
Awesome. Do you want to tell us, like, how receptive has your community been to a completely foreign issue to them and newborn child survival? And
well, the thing is that whenever you think about charity, certainly with the younger generation, there's a big misconception. They think that the problems are unsolvable. They think that most charities are scams, and they think that that if they want to help, that they would rather help the people around them. And even though I do agree that it's important to help the people around you, a lot of the times it's just being used as an excuse to not donate at all. But by going on the field and by showing what their money can do, and also by being invested ourselves, like what we do, like what Reese does with a color in his hair, running on the street in underwear while it's freezing. We really like people, even if they don't see the children, they go like they're caring so much, this has to be a good cause, else they wouldn't be doing this. So like it's almost like people experience part of like us being there by just the commitment that we have. And at the end of the day, I really think and I really believe that if another person would have gone through the same experiences and would have had the same the same luck, to say it like that, like I think everybody would just be doing what I'm doing, because I don't really see myself as special or unique in any way. I see a lot of people coming at me and saying like, man, I would love to like, it's so amazing what you're doing. I would love to be able to do it. And I really believe that it is in everybody's power to actually make a difference. And of course, some people will be able to do more than others, but it is the belief and the hope that you can make a difference that actually can motivate you to just go, yeah, and make a difference. And I think like, why save the children? Because everybody can. You cannot argue with children's lives. I mean, you cannot argue with helping children in need. Everybody, from all cultures, from all religions, from all countries, can understand that that children are innocent and are not are victims of their environment. So that is why we love to focus our power and all our awareness, because there is not a lot of debate you can get into. And there's always a question of, is there something more effective or less effective? But I think when it comes to raising awareness, and that is the main reason why I'm doing this, is because I want to raise awareness around the younger generation to get involved in just doing good and getting involved in helping others. And that is actually like being able to see gamers starting to stream and start a trend, because a lot of more and more gamers are starting to do what I'm doing, is really one of the most fulfilling things. And I know that a lot of people can, like, sometimes we get a lot of criticism and a lot of hate, but as long as you really believe in what is right and you go for it and you learn throughout your experiences, when you look back, you can never really regret what you did. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Questions, anybody, or? Shut them out. There we go.
I'm just curious where most of the donations come from, geographically. Is it mostly Europe or?
So we live stream, like Dave said, or Ettore said, 24/7 sometimes. So depending on when we are streaming, donations will shift from Europe to the US, depending on whether people are sleeping or not. Most of the people come from Europe because our audience tend to be more European, because we stream during hours that most of the people, most Europeans are awake. But it tends to really fluctuate. I feel like the biggest donators are coming from the US, the ones that really give big chunks. We also had a prince that donated like almost $40,000. That was last year. He even visited us with an ambassador and everything. I was like, what is this? But yeah, like you have people all around the world. But I would say that most of the donations come from Europe, but the bigger ones, I think the one that donated for you was from US. We also had like an El Grifo, donated like 20K, is also from the US. Like most of the bigger donators and also fundraisers are from the US, although most of our audience is European. And I would think if you add all the small ones on top of each other, I guess most is probably Europe. I guess like Save the Children has better data on that because we don't know where the transactions come from, but I would think that Europe has has more people because we reach more, but like singularly it's more like the bigger donations are coming from the US.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen is, I mean, this is just micro donations at its best. Folks donate a lot of $1, $5, $10 donations. Basically, they want to get involved and get the point system, or they were trying to get Athene or Reese to do something crazy and trying to help them meet their goals. So they'll do $5 at a time to get, the $5,000 mark in, 5-6 hour window, whatever they need to do. So those micro donations are very spread out, but a lot throughout Europe and a lot of places. But like Athene said, it's really a global audience. I mean, if you just look at the chat box and see who's commenting and things like that, it's a global coalition, and it's interesting. It's very neat and very foreign to us. This sort of fundraising dynamic, I think foreign to anybody, even to the gamers. Sometimes they don't. The people who watch your stream, they're sometimes like, what's going on here? What are we doing exactly? How is this helping kids? And it's crazy, and there's a ton of other initiatives too that are going on with G2A and GOG. So basically these are different gaming companies that are offering up games as well. So here's back to G2A. My favorite thing is that G2A is offering Half-Life 3. That's the game at the top. Half-Life 3 is a game that hasn't been announced yet, and it's probably going to come out in the next 5 to 10 years. But G2A said, you know what, you can reserve your copy with us for $50 if you donate to Save the Children, if it ever gets released and ever launches. So if you basically get a redemption code, and then if it comes out by the year, I think it's 2019, you can redeem it with G2A for the solid $50. Don't worry about inflation, anything like that. So you can see that the other gamers and the other gaming companies are getting on board with these things. They're having fun with it, and they're sort of realizing the potential here. They also have a neat share counter down at the bottom, so just by going to this page and sharing the page, they've raised, what is that, 5K, 6K.
Yeah.
I want to ask something,
Yeah,
by the
so
way,
that's
since
awesome. Yep.
since you're showing this page. I think what is very important to know is, like PewDiePie, like you guys know, has almost 17 or even more than 17 million subscribers, and CVG has 800K. Ocelot is a streamer. KSI has like 3 million, I think. I have only 700K. And the reason why I say that I only have 700K is because the reason why I'm responsible for the biggest chunk of what has been raised is not because my following is more generous, but it's mainly because we are more committed and invested in what we're doing. And that is, that if I can say one thing like today to take with you, it's important that if you want to fundraise, that it's very important that the people that are doing so that are very committed and invested in what they're doing, because that is what rubs off on other people, and that is what incentivizes other people to donate, because you can inform them even about like problems in the world, like when it's too far from their bed and they cannot identify with it, they won't like very easily be like have an incentive to donate. But if you really show like, hey, I want to go through this, I wanna sacrifice my time. Like it's moments when, for example, Maral, like it's also someone that was streaming with us during Upsharecap, when she started to cry, that we raised $20,000 in 1 hour. And I'm not saying you have to cry to it, but I'm just saying that like if people feel the emotions, the experience, how invested you are, even without like putting much effort in, like putting much focus, I mean, on the actual funds you are raising for what you're raising for, you can still raise more, even more than showing like videos and footage from the ground. And that is something we have learned ourselves throughout the years, and like even with big websites like G2A and GOG, even if you put that next to what we all have raised, it's still a very small percentage. And it's big companies, and it's mainly because whenever we keep streaming every day, long hours, we push ourselves to the limits, and people experience that and they go like, yeah, this is important, because at least it's important to them, so it has to be important. So yeah, like it's important to be aware of that, because it's something that we always have been struggling throughout our experience of fundraising. Is like sometimes we really want to inform and show people like where the money goes, what happens, what like the multiplier, for example. But what we at the same time also have realized is that it doesn't do so much. We can say your funds get multiplied by 20, and I remember Ettore telling me that it doesn't it's not something that really motivates people to donate more. And for me it didn't make sense, because I said like it's 20 times more, right? But when we started fundraising and we saw that we got the same donations with a double multiplier or a 20 multiplier, we started realizing that it's mainly the like how much you're invested yourself, and like how you can communicate that will motivate people to donate or not. So I think that's important, because sometimes, like for us at least, it was very confusing. Like we have all this footage, we have all these issues, but it seems people don't even don't even get the connection. Of course, if you take someone there, that's a different story. But like just showing stuff, it is like, yeah, it is not as easy. It helps though. It helps a lot to be at the field. But the main thing is being invested yourself.
Definitely. Justin?
How do you? I mean, this sounds like a full-time job. How do you balance? You have to hone your gaming skills, don't you? Or how do you at the same time?
So basically, we make a living from YouTube. It is not so much.
Not gaming.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm seen as a professional gamer, but I mainly use gaming as an instrument to reach an audience. I break a lot of records, but I don't get paid for breaking records. It just allows me to create sensational content for my YouTube channel, so people come and check out my channel, and therefore, like with ads, we make a living out of that.
So people, your YouTube channel, forgive me, I have,
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
not a gamer and I have your full disclosure here.
Yeah.
So people would watch you play the game on YouTube, is that correct?
Well, the thing is, we are one of the few gamers on YouTube that are more based on the persona rather than the games we play.
Got it.
Because if you look at most games like PewDiePie, SiveHD, even like KSI, less like he's also a special persona, but Ocelot, they're mainly made by the games they play. And because they play a lot of games, people come and check them out for the games. We mainly have a vlog channel where we speak. You won't see that many games on our channel, even though I'm seen as a professional gamer, because when I put my mind on something, I can break a lot of records in the gaming world. Like that's why I have different records in World of Warcraft.